Section 107 Fair Use allows us to talk about it, and that's what we are here to do. Please do not go out of your way to dislike anybody we talk about in this video. It is for entertainment and reaction purposes only. It's my opinion and my opinion only. We got to switch it up a little bit to say that all these are alleged accusations and that everything was found on a public domain. Baby, it is day 3 of the P. Diddy trial, and I want to do a little catch up, okay? So let's keep in mind, P. Diddy is on trial for allegedly being involved in sex trafficking, racketeering, drugs, and firearms. And it has been a time. The jury selection was a time. The opening arguments was some time. But now we're kind of getting into the meat and potatoes, right? It is now time for people to take the stand. It is time for witnesses. It is time for people who have seen and heard of all different things. So each day has been kind of different. Yesterday really started like everything that people wanted to hear, right? Open arguments were kind of boring. You know, they're going to all stand up there and say, hey, this is what we're going to prove. Hey, this is what we're going to prove. But yesterday was the day that Cassie Ventura took the stand, P. Diddy's ex. There has been a lot going on about what she had got up there and said, the things she had been caught in. And I just want you guys to keep in mind, this is something I do not approve of, but it's something that I want to talk about. But take a look at some of these clips and we'll talk about it a little more.
Entertaining. Okay, so the male escort gets on the stand, right? Black male escort. Yes, he's a black man. He's like probably like 5'7", really stocky, like, you know, muscle. I could tell when he walked in, I'm like, oh, he must be like a dancer or something. Oh, no, Charlamagne's body could never. Okay. He's like a dancer or something. So he gets on the stand.
See me with my shirt off, man.
Let her finish, please.
Baby, listen, look at you sitting over. Sit up, looking all pudgy. So he's on the stand.
I know you ain't talking with that Vera Wayne fat suit.
So he's on the stand and he's describing his relationship with Cassie and Diddy, and he's saying that, you know, up until a few years ago, in New York, whenever they would come here, they would call him because he would engage in different sexual acts with them, right? Allegedly. So he's like, every single time he got the phone call, it was from Cassie. The way that he met them was through his boss. So his boss came to him one day and said, look, I have this couple who wants to do something for the wife. It's a bachelorette party. They need a male stripper. They didn't have a male stripper, so he went. He shows up in the NYPD t-shirt and he says, Cassie opens the door. She's in red lingerie. She's in a wig, dark glasses, and pumps, and she's like, listen, your boss told me that I'm supposed to give you $200, and this is what he's alleging, and instead she gives him $4,000. She's like, I want to explain to you what's about to happen. So this is not a bachelorette party. My husband likes to do special things for me. He wanted to do this for my birthday. He just wants us to like rub baby oil on each other and, you know, just kind of like get familiar with each other, and whatever happens from there, if you're comfortable, I'm open to it. So he's like, okay. So he goes in. He says when he walked in on site, like, just
okay.
he literally said Cassie was one of the most beautiful women he ever seen in his life. He couldn't even believe that it was happening like this. So he walks in and he alleges that Puff was there sitting in the room, but you couldn't tell it was him because he had a bandana tied around his face and he had a hat on and he was sitting in the corner. He said that they got into it. He says that they were rubbing each other with the oils. There was other lubricant there as well, and that him and Cassie had sex on the couch in that hotel allegedly, and that the whole time Puff sat in the corner and masturbated.
Executive producer, that's what he calls it.
And he did say he did say that, you know, he never Puff never got involved, but he was telling them what to do at different times.
That's how we know he don't make beats.
And he also made it clear too that when on the first time that they linked up, Cassie told him, like, you have nothing to worry about. My husband is not gay. He's not going to touch you. He's not going to whatever. He just, you know, he might tell us what to do or whatever, but he's not going to be. It's just going to be us doing the physical things. He said that they linked up a lot more times after that, but he did say that there was two things he said. He said one time he couldn't get hard anymore because he went to Cassie's house. They got comfortable with him. He came to Cassie's house. When he was there, Cassie and Diddy was in the room. He was outside in the living room. Diddy comes out and goes off on Cassie, like allegedly beats her up bad because she took a long time to come back in the room to him. And he said after he saw that was his first time seeing her get physically like touched. He couldn't even engage in sexual activity with the two of them. And they haven't gotten to cross-examine him yet. Like, Diddy's team started and then they had to stop.
What about the urination?
The urination thing. So he randomly was just like recounting their experiences, and he just came out and said, yeah, like, because they were asking him what are some of the things you would have to do. He said, well, one time Cassie asked me to, you know, urinate
on her,
on her, and now we all gasping like, wait. Because the prosecutors...
Oh, so Cassie asked him, not Diddy.
Exactly. Because the prosecutors opened up that literally probably like 15 minutes before that, the prosecutors were like, Cassie is going to tell you that Diddy allegedly made this escort urinate on her. That there's an escort sitting in front of us, sworn in on the stand, saying, no, Cassie told me to do that.
And this is what I was talking about yesterday when I said they're about to put Cassie through it, and I hope her husband isn't hearing anything he didn't already know.
Yeah,
right.
You know, because if not, that gonna make for some very awkward moments at home.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know that your wife got urinated on and then found this out in court,
it's a lot.
Could you handle that?
But let me tell you, not only because he had left, he was in the back of the court, and then he went. I think they took up to like a back room. But the you know, all the Diddy kids are there, right? So his daughters are there. I was sitting behind them. It was awkward for me to watch them have to listen to all of this. They, after he started, the male escort started getting into a lot of the masturbation and stuff, they got up and left.
Who told him to leave? Did Diddy say leave or?
No, Diddy didn't tell them to leave. I don't know if there was a conversation or not. I looked up from writing and I saw them get up, so I don't know. But I know that they were like checking on each other throughout. I saw them ask like Christian at one point, like, "You okay?" Because they brought Kim into this as well, like having conversations about the jealousy that was between Puff and Cassie, because, you know, the defense is just trying to paint this as like this was just a jealous, toxic relationship, and it started with Diddy not being able to leave Kim alone up until the time of her passing. But there's more. I got to bring this back at the top of next hour.
Point out in the witness box, and she testified that she met Sean Combs when she was 19. That's when she signed a record deal with him with Bad Boy Records. And then she says, and when she was 22 years old, the sexual relationship began, and it was tumultuous. She was asked by the attorney, did you have arguments? Ventura, yes, they were violent arguments, usually resulted in physical abuse and dragging different things. He would mash my head, knock me over, drag me, kick me. The attorney, were you ever injured? Ventura, yes. Usually I would get knocks on my forehead, black eyes, red eyes, bruises all over my body. It just depended. And she talked about that at 22. That's when she said, she went along with it. She said, my stomach churned at first. I didn't have a concept of how that would be. I was confused, nervous, but I also loved him very much.
Now, let's keep a few things in mind. Number one, Cassie is pregnant with her third child. She is almost due like any minute while she's doing all this testifying, reliving all of these things that's going on. She also has her husband out in the audience, and people are reporting that the husband was a little upset by the testimony and has stormed out of the courtroom yesterday. Not only does she have to face P. Diddy, who is actually sitting there as well, she also has a slew of lawyers, media reporters. She has a lot of P. Diddy's family that is watching. If you guys do not know, there are a lot of his family members, such as his mother. Every last single one of his children showed up to the court date. A lot of his employees and employers have showed up. There is a lot of heat going on at this trial right now. There are a lot of people who are upset. The children were there, and the children are kind of upset about both being revealed, but they also are reporting that the children of P. Diddy are actually showing a little bit of like relief. They're saying that the children are saying that the truth will finally come out and that their dad will finally be set free. P. Diddy's mother was there. She did address the press once or twice, saying that the truth shall set you free and that her son will be home sooner than later. And when I tell you guys, this is like one of the most high profile cases that have been going on for a long time. And what I try to do is I try and sit and watch and keep my personal thoughts out of it and just focus when I look at the trial at the evidence and everything else. But I do have, quite a bit of personal opinions on P. Diddy. The charges are heinous. The allegations are, oh my goodness, it's like almost unbelievable. It's giving me R. Kelly vibes, but it's all going to come down what can be proven in court. We have seen the video that, wildly took place between him and Cassie Ventura in the hotel where he was actually laying hands on her. That has been issued into court and shown to the jury. There is a lot more testimony and witnesses lined up in this case for the days to come on. There are a few of them whose identity have been withheld. There are a few that may do some private testimony and have their testimony read in court. There is a lot that's going to be packed into this trial of P. Diddy. Now, I don't know if you guys are totally interested in this, but we can do updates on it. We can do lives on it. We can look at clips from it. I wanted to get out and let you guys know that I am watching it. I am keeping up with it, and I would be interested in talking about it. So if you are one of those people who are keeping up and are interested or have an opinion, then guess what? I will see you down in the comments below.